Whiskers was the smallest kitten in the alley. While the other kittens in his litter were strong and quick, chasing after leaves and climbing fences with ease, Whiskers struggled. His legs were shorter, his paws clumsier, and no matter how hard he tried, he always lagged behind. The other kittens often teased him. "You'll never catch a mouse," one of them sneered. "You're too weak to be a real alley cat." Whiskers lowered his ears but said nothing. Deep inside, he refused to accept that he would always be the weakest. He wanted to be fast. He wanted to be strong. He wanted to prove that he could survive just like the others. So, while the other kittens napped in the sun, Whiskers practiced. He crouched low, just like he had seen the older cats do, and pounced at crumpled leaves, even when he missed. He climbed the wooden crates behind the bakery, even when he slid back down again. He chased after shadows, his tiny legs moving as fast as they could, determined to grow stronger. Every failure only made him try harder. When he missed a jump, he tried again. When he fell, he got back up. His paws ached, his legs trembled, but he kept pushing forward. One day, a heavy storm swept through the alley. The rain poured down in thick sheets, turning the ground into a slick mess. The wind howled between the buildings, rattling trash cans and sending old newspapers flying. The older cats took shelter beneath wooden porches and inside warm shops, but Whiskers and his littermates were caught in the open. Lightning flashed across the sky, and a loud clap of thunder sent the kittens scattering. In the chaos, Whiskers saw something that made his heart stop. One of his littermates, a little gray kitten named Momo, had slipped into a deep puddle near the gutter. The water swirled around her, and no matter how hard she paddled, she couldn't pull herself out. The other kittens watched in horror, frozen in fear. "Someone has to help her," one of them cried. But the older cats weren't there, and no one else was brave enough to move. Whiskers didn't hesitate. He raced toward the puddle, his paws splashing through the water. The current was stronger than he expected, pushing against him, but he dug his claws into the wet ground and forced himself forward. Momo's eyes were wide with panic as she slipped deeper into the water. Whiskers knew he had one chance. He crouched low, just like he had practiced, and leapt as far as his small legs would carry him. His paws barely managed to hook onto Momo's scruff. He held on tight, pulling with all his strength. His muscles burned, his body ached, but he refused to let go. Inch by inch, he dragged her back to solid ground. The moment Momo was safe, the other kittens rushed forward, crowding around them. "Whiskers, you saved her," one of them gasped. Momo, shivering from the cold but unharmed, looked at Whiskers with gratitude. "I thought I was going to drown," she whispered. "But you didn't give up." As the storm faded and the older cats returned, the other kittens spoke excitedly of what had happened. Whiskers, the smallest and weakest, had been the bravest. He had been the one to act when no one else did. From that day on, the other kittens no longer teased him. They watched him with admiration as he continued to train, not because he needed to prove himself anymore, but because he had learned that perseverance was his greatest strength. Months later, Whiskers was no longer the slowest kitten. He could leap onto fences, chase mice through the alley, and even outrun some of the older cats. Not because he had been born strong, but because he had worked for it, every single day. To those who feel small, weak, or behind everyone else, remember Whiskers. You don't have to be the fastest or the strongest right away. What matters is that you keep trying, no matter how many times you fail. Strength isn't something you're given, it's something you build, step by step. Keep going, and one day, you'll surprise even yourself.